Hi, Steve Christensen, PE 580, answering this unit's questions about muscular flexibility. So in terms of muscular flexibility, new information that I learned or was really surprised about actually was the number of incorrect stretches or contradicted exercises, as Hoger calls it, which seem to be actually so routine and so normal for most workouts that we think about. So those include standing toe touch, the full squat or the air squat, the hurdler stretch, and the V-sits were just some of the ones that I came up with that I thought were pretty routine, pretty normal. Actually, V-sits and air squats pretty routine for a lot of CrossFit exercises like I do. So like I said, I was pretty surprised that those were considered negative or not prescribed. 3 pieces of supporting information to go along with the flexibility. First of all, flexibility and performance go hand in hand. Being inflexible inhibits movement and affects workouts, training, and competition. For instance, one example that I read about said in terms of running, for instance, like marathons or half marathons, limited movement or range of motion, even to the fraction of an inch, can greatly, over the distance, the course of a marathon or half marathon, can really have an impact on time. So if your muscles are tight and your range of motion is limited, it affects your stride and your pace, and it can definitely affect your time in that training situation. It's better to stretch post-workout than before. Number 2, definitely warm up prior to working out, running, and vigorous exercise, and that stretching cold muscles is an invitation to injury. So this one, I totally agree with this as well. I think it's a good idea to get your body warm. Like typically when I work out, I do a stationary air bike for a while, or maybe do like a light run around my gym. Sometimes because we have an inside soccer field, we'll do a quick little pickup game of ultimate frisbee, and then definitely once the body's warm, do stretching after that. The one thing I would have to sort of maybe contest or argue with this is the fact that definitely prior to workouts, I just know from my experience, also being a little bit older and working out, like I really, especially with things like overhead lifts and presses or cleans, things like that, I do really have to stretch my shoulders. So I really have to work on mobility really before getting deep into an exercise, just to make sure that that my muscles are stretched and the joints and ligaments are healthy and ready to go for my workouts. 3, tight muscles are an indication of your body's muscles fighting against one another. So for instance, if your body is tight, if you're inflexible, or you have lack of range of movement, it's an indication that muscles are kind of conflicting and working against one another. For instance, tight hamstrings affect your quads and your lower back. Tight lats on your back will inhibit shoulder mobility, and the spine and your neck and your hips are all interconnected, and when those get locked up, the associated muscles supporting them are tight and fatigued. So again, the idea that it's good to be flexible and have good range of motion for your whole body system, your whole body chemistry. Application for this information. So for myself, I plan to continue being proactive with stretching. It was actually one of my goals that I wrote about, stretching specifically shoulders and scapula exercises for scapular strength and shoulder mobility for the type of workouts that I do. So proactive with stretching for exercise and fitness. The ability of the kinds of training that I do necessitates the need for flexibility and keeping my range of motion in my limbs and joints. And for future application, I will definitely be implementing stretching as I've done with my students before when we do PE and sports and the CrossFit sort of instruction that I do with my kids. Definitely be implementing stretching and flexibility as core aspects of physical education, as core aspects of fitness and training programs, which I am involved with or that I will be instructing. So thank you very much, and hope you all are doing well, and happy holidays. Bye.